Hi, this is John. I want to share with you one of the most powerful shamanic teachings and practices that is essentially to not give your power away, or don't give your power away. But what does that mean, and how do you do it? How do you put it into practice? Basically what it means is no matter what somebody does to you or is planning to do to you, or things going on out in the world that might be hurtful or difficult, it's completely valid to, of course, feel the feelings of hurt and anger, sadness, and what have you in that moment, and take as long as necessary, to fully process them. It's okay to be a little bit fearful of something that might be coming as well. That's only natural, right? But in order not to give your power away to it, that has more to do with the story you tell about it, right? So the way that you allow yourself to potentially be victimized by it, to let it affect you more than it really has to. So, somebody comes up and says something hurtful to you, you can get angry, you can get sad, and so on in that moment. But then to let it ruin your day, to be thinking about it the rest of the day, is essentially to give your power away to that person, because they may no longer be around, or the situation is over, but it's still affecting you. You're still reeling from it. So this practice is a way to be able to quickly get over something, essentially, or let it go, and or create the story around it that is less victimizing, potentially, to own your power to create the experience around any situation, anything that anybody does or is planning to do. And so, that's the most important thing to recognize, is that ultimately you have that power and nobody else has it. Okay? So, for example, there's a thing in our shamanic practice from the Karo tradition called a huaca. A huaca is a very specific ceremony we do with our mesas to create a vortex, to create a thinning of the veil between the worlds, to heighten and enhance our creative power, the ability to ask and receive experiences. And this is a very dangerous thing to do, okay? It's a very precarious thing to do, in that you come to a huaca with impeccability. In order to have that much power enhancement to create an experience, you're going to want to make sure that your signal is what you want it to be, right? So that situation, a huaca, whether you go to a sacred place where the veil is already thin between the worlds, much like the place I'm standing in here with the Ventana Wilderness behind me, or you create one with your mesa, or you get into a ritual or a ceremony, or there's a crystal or a machine or something that creates this kind of opening, this kind of huaca, it's very important that you create the story, that you tell the story you want to create around it. And so I just wanted to share that message with you. I want you to recognize that no matter what has happened to you or is happening, whether or not you're giving your power away to it, has everything to do with the story you create around it. And that story does become the reality. It does become your experience. And if enough people get together and have a collective story, it can create a collective experience. And this is the purpose of prayer and shamanic gatherings and global vigils and such. So the principle of not giving your power away is something that you can practice. And again, it doesn't matter whether the situation was in reality very hurtful or not. That's valid. It's more after that do you let it continue to take from you? Do you let it continue to affect and influence your life experience? Or do you turn it around and change it? It's much like the Byron Katie work in a way. That's very shamanic in the sense that you ask yourself, is it true what I'm saying about what happened to me? And we all go, of course it's true, it happened. But the real work is to say, well, it may not be that. It could have been something else. There may be another truth. There may have been another reason that this happened or that this person did this. And there may be another story that that we could tell ourselves about it. And so then you turn it around, and that's the trick that they use to break the old story and to allow yourself to create a new story that's empowering to you and that creates the ongoing experience and reality that you would prefer. So that's the practice. There's a lot of other teachings and ways that this could be worded and is worked on and is done. But I wanted to share with you the real core, true shamanic teachings around it, and hope that you can practice it. And of course, always willing to help you with this, right, as part of the work that I do. And so, anyway, enjoy, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.